this is Siyoung, and today we're going to go over 6th grade worksheet lesson 25. The first topic we're going to go over is slope-intercept form, and as said in last video, the slope-intercept form is the one that shows the intercept, which is b. So this is the slope-intercept form, and we're going to convert these problems into this y equals mx plus b form. So number 1, we see y plus 7 equals 4x plus 2, and if we look at y equals mx plus b equation, the y is by itself, right? Without any integers or numbers in front. So we're gonna do that to this one. So in order to have y left by itself alone in one side of the equation, which is in this case it's left, it can be right, but left is usually more easier to identify which one is which. So we're going to subtract 7 on both sides to eliminate, to cancel out the 7, and we now have y by itself as 4x plus 2 minus 7. And y equals 4x minus 5. So this one is the y-intercept form, and we're going to go over number 5. So it is 21 plus 3 is equal to y plus x. So if you see like this problem or other problems that have like terms, like this one, it's just number without variable, so you can just simply combine it together. So if we rewrite it, it's going to be 24 equals y plus x. And if we solve for y, here we're just going to subtract x. We can subtract y too, but that means that we're going to have -1 in front of the y. So we're just subtracting x. And y is equal to 24 minus x. It's also the same thing as 24 minus x. Same thing. Same. Okay. Next one is graphing linear equations, and this linear equation is based off on y equals mx plus b, the slope-intercept form equation. So figure out the volume of following rectangular prisms. I think this one is from very past question, so we're just gonna ignore this, and we're gonna graph the linear equation. The linear equation literally means a line like straight without curve. So for example, number 1, we have 2, which is b part, right? Y equals mx plus b, and b is always the y-intercept. Y-intercept, and what do you know about y-intercept? It's like any number in y-axis and has always the value of 0 on x-axis, right? So it's 0, b, always. So every number you have, you're just going to plug it in to with b. You're just going to replacing it with. So the y-intercept here, y-intercept is 0, 2. I just plug it in 2 in the place of b. And we're going to plug in 0, 2. And since the slope is 1, because there's no other number in front of x, and 1 is just underlined there to show like it is just multiplied by 1. So we're gonna do rise over run, rise over run, and rise 1 over 1 over 1. So the thing is, a 1 is just 1 over 1, right? So rise over run, if you do rise over 1, it's 1 rise, run is horizontal. So it's going to be either left or right. But in this case, since it's positive, it's just right. Okay, so that was number 1, and let's do the slope with not 1. So in this case, the y-intercept is simply 0, -5. Just plug in -5 in place of b here, and the slope is 3 over 2 and rise over run. So it's a 3 rise. you always have to do the rice first. So 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna run to the right because it's positive here. And if you draw a graph here, yep, it's like this. Okay, so the next one is word problems, and we're gonna do number 2 and number 3. Number 1, and let's do number 1 and number 3. So Riley drinks 2 liters of water per day. Her mother says that she should be drinking 3 to 4 liters of water a day. If she follows her mother's advice and drinks either 3 or 4 liters of water a day, what is the most and least total liters? Most and least total liters she drinks in a week. So how many days are in a week? There's 7 days. And she's drinking either 3 or 4, but we have to find the most and least. So we have to make an assumption that the least one is that every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday she's drinking 3, because that's the minimum. So let's say even if she drinks 4 liters on Thursday, the minimum should be 3, right? This is assumption. So we're finding the range of the possible liters of water that she could drink. So if we multiply 3 times 7 is 21 liters. And another assumption of the most one is if she's drinking 4 liters of water every day for a week, right? So 4 times 7 is equal to 28 liters. So this is the least, which she drinks 3 liters of water every day, and this is the most. So the answer will be B. And number 4. Okay. Jill adds blue food coloring to her pool to make it more blue. Her pool is rectangular prism with width 18 feet, length 10 feet, and depth 7 feet. 1 bottle of blue food coloring can color 60 cubed feet, the blue deep that she wants. How many bottles of blue food coloring will Jill need to color the whole pool a deep blue? So a prism, we're gonna draw the pool, this 3-dimensional, and it has a width of 18, length of 10. It's not very accurate, but yeah. Okay, 7. This feet, and feet. How do we find the volume of prism? We're just multiplying all 3 values, right? Height. Volume is width times height times length. So the volume is, if you multiply, it's 10 times 18 times 7, 1,260 feet cubed. And since the food coloring colors only 60 cubed, we're gonna find out the number of bottles. So we're just gonna simply divide the 60 to see how many bottles we need. So if we multiply, we're gonna get 21 bottles. So the answer is A. Thank you so much for today, and see you tomorrow. Next week.